Tomorrow's weather happened yesterday, so we're experiencing reverse precipitation. Rain will unfall upward into the clouds starting at 3 p.m.
We're getting reports that local resident Mike Johnson has discovered he's been the same NPC for 3 years, repeating identical conversations with neighbors.
As you can see, we have heavy cat precipitation moving through the Midwest. Expect 3 to 4 inches of tabby cats with scattered Persian showers.
We're seeing a high-pressure system of existential dread moving in from the west, with scattered anxiety showers and a 70% chance of emotional breakdown by evening.
Good evening, I'm Sarah Mitchell.
Wait, why are there two of us?
I think we're experiencing a rendering error.
In tonight's game, gravity was temporarily disabled in the third quarter, resulting in all players floating near the ceiling for approximately 12 minutes.
Traffic is backed up on the aerial highway due to a 3-car collision at cloud level 7. We're seeing delays of up to 20 minutes for commuters trying to reach the stratosphere.
And that concludes tonight's completely AI-generated news broadcast. None of this was real, but you watched anyway. Back to your regularly scheduled reality.
Good evening, I'm Dan Rather, and tonight on CBS News, 7 Saudi soldiers sodomized several of Saddam's southern settlement squatters. I'm Dan Rather.
Big news from the White House today. President Trump spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin following Ukraine's massive drone strike on Russian air bases. Ukraine's Operation Spiderweb reportedly damaged or destroyed 41 Russian aircraft, including strategic bombers, causing an estimated $7 billion in damage. President Trump described the 75-minute call as good, but noted it wouldn't lead to immediate peace. Putin vowed retaliation, accusing Ukraine of terrorism and rejecting ceasefire proposals. The leaders also discussed Iran's nuclear ambitions, agreeing that Iran should not acquire nuclear weapons. Trump has asked Putin to mediate nuclear talks with Iran, aiming to prevent further escalation. Meanwhile, Ukraine released footage of the drone attacks, showcasing the extent of the damage. How do you think Russia will respond? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like and follow for more updates.
Ain't no way this bitch set for life just for doing some shit I be doing when I'm by myself. When I get home, I'm finna put my motherfucking boots on the ground and see where the fuck my fans at, cause hell nah.
Damn, what's up? You some little fine shit on my mama.
Boy, get your stanky voice ass out my face.
Oh, you ugly anyway. My phone just dry right now, so I lowered my standards.
Whoever coming up with these prompts, your ass needs to be a little more descriptive of how the fuck I look. Got me looking different every damn scene. Don't piss me off. Y'all, I snuck in the AMP pool party. I'm looking for Duke, cause he ain't told y'all about our daughter behind this fourth wall. Oh shit, I can't have my phone on me. Y'all, Kai Lil Halloween bite-sized candy ass just kicked me out the party. But it's okay, cool, cause I can play my favorite song in my car to fuck. Hold on, let me turn my shit back up.
All right, yo, we in the building. MTV News Desk. What is this? It's Friday, June 20th, 2025. Let me run through a couple of these stories, get us up out of here. Probably be on for about an hour. What's up, everybody? We would be on for about an hour. All right, I see a couple cloud watchers. All right, we in here. All right, let's start this off. I've been saying since Trump got elected, we need these interest rates to drop. I was actually saying it before he was elected anyway. I think Trump did everything he's supposed to do with getting outside investments in and drilling, opening up energy, and we agree with what's going on with the tariffs. Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, will not drop the interest rates. based on personal vendetta against Trump because inflation is actually down. So let's go through this segment with from Fox Business News with Maria Bartiromo and the HUD Secretary.
Paying more for holding that debt, interest on the debt, $1 trillion. We're spending more on the interest on the debt than we are on spending on defense.
That's right. You know, and he talks all the time. He says, oh, we're a data-driven approach. We're a data-driven approach. Well, what data is he looking at to keep up rates? He's looking at no data. He's looking at his own hate, in my opinion, for President Trump, which is disgusting, is not representative of a Fed chair. There's so much money at stake, Maria. Americans are being hurt by this man. He needs to resign. Okay, we have inflation that is at 2% thanks to President Trump.
Facts. Yo, what's up, Kwame? I'm trying to get in and out of here, man. I'm gonna run through like a couple stories. This would be my first 5 days in the row on the weekdays. No, but I agree with Maria Bartiromo and the guy. Jerome Powell needs to resign. He's only got 1 more year in the position. I think Trump's trying to hold out so he doesn't cause a big bunch of consternation to the market, having to fire the Fed chair. But you see, he made all those adjustments before Biden was getting elected to help Biden win the election. Trump won the election, and he basically tried to tank Trump's economy from the gate. Trump did the right thing with the tariffs, bringing the money in and getting the reinvestment into the country, and getting the inflation down a bit. And that is why you're seeing him not drop the Fed rate, not drop the interest rates, hasn't completely toppled the economy. I'm from mortgage banking, 13 years, and that's why I've been saying this prior to Trump being elected and afterwards, that they got to drop these goddamn interest rates. Nothing can move. The inventory can't move. No one's going to sell a house at this high interest rate. And no one's going to refinance. Well, no one's going to buy a house at this high interest rate when all their friends got houses at 4% and 3% to 2.5% interest rates. No one's going to refinance at a higher interest rate than the rate they got the home at. Home builders, new construction, other than the new construction backed by BlackRock and the commercial side, residential builders. Who's going to build a whole bunch of units that no one can buy because the interest rates are too damn high?
It's holding these rates, the Fed fund rates at 4%. People's mortgage affordability has been crushed in the last 4 years. People have to pay double what they had to pay compared to President Trump's first term in order to buy a home. He needs to lower rates, or he needs to step down, and he needs to do it now, not before the end of his term.
Well, you know, it's interesting because when you look at mortgage rates right now, the 30-year fixed rate right now is sitting at 6.8%. That is a huge difference than where it was just a couple of years ago. In late May, the president announced that he wants to take Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac public, but will ensure that the government will keep its guarantees as he oversees the process bill. You say Fannie and Freddie are stronger than ever before due to President Trump's actions. Would that impact rates at all? And what's your take in terms of getting mortgage rates down to open up the housing market for people?
Well, we're going to make sure mortgage rates don't go up. We're going to make sure they go down. But that's right. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are in better shape than ever before. Nobody, frankly, cared about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac from a president level until President Trump showed up. I mean, he finds money everywhere, this president. He finds money everywhere. And you say to yourself, why didn't any other president think of this stuff? Maria, I showed up on the job. Nobody was working in these buildings. You saw the videos. It was like a ghost town. All of a sudden, we ordered everybody back to work. People are happy to be working in these buildings again, and they are real thriving companies. We're going to run them as businesses, and no, it's absolute nonsense. Anything that we're going to do is going to be driving down rates, driving down costs for the American consumers. And it's about time some president cared about the mortgage market, and thank God we have a president that finally does.
So when do you expect these to be 100%? And is that the goal of public concerns as opposed to the big stake the government has?
Well, we're studying all options. As President Trump, I would refer you to his tweet. As President Trump said, he will be keeping control. And there's nobody better to run these companies, frankly, than him. He's a real estate developer. He's a president. He understands interest rates. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are going to be in his control. And who knows what he decides to do. It'll be our job to study it. We're studying it. But ultimately, this will be a presidential decision, and I think President Trump is the perfect guy to make that decision.
And you think that if and when Powell starts cutting rates, that will have an impact on mortgage rates as well?
Absolutely. Look at what happened with mortgage rates over the last 4 years. You had
Yeah, exactly. When he cuts the rates, it's going to have a huge impact on mortgage rates as well. And then the rates are going to go down for credit, for people's credit card debt, and then for getting loans. Like, that's going to loosen up the economy. It's because it's going to put money in people's pockets. People are going to be spending a bit. Like, these interest rates are killing everything. He's trying to strangle the housing market.
Inflation rip and mortgage rates rip through the ceiling. They rip so quick that nobody wants to get out of these low interest loans that they have on their homes. And it's hurting right now. It's hurting Americans right now. Nobody wants to sell their existing homes. So we need to get that inventory churning in this country again, Maria. And I believe Jay Powell is probably one of, if not the biggest reason for the housing supply crisis that we have in this country.
Have you heard back from Powell's office after your calls for him to resign?
Well, I don't want to talk about specific things. I did see him a couple of weeks ago. He didn't seem too happy with me. But look, I don't care. I'm in the business of helping Americans. I work for President Trump. President Trump is laser focused. I've heard him say it before. We are not focused on what's the political thing to do. We are focused on what's the right thing to do for the American people. The right thing for the American people is to lower these interest rates. They need to come down, or Jay Powell needs to resign immediately.
All right, let me switch gears. I want to get the latest on.
Yeah, he's spot on with that. Yeah. Interest rates need to come down. I've been saying that since before November. I got out of finance and banking because Biden killed the economy the last 2 years. You got a well played. All right, I picked this news clip because I got a twofer for this one, and I got HUD Secretary to talk about interest rates, and I get the Letitia James story. Let's go.
On the criminal investigation into New York Attorney General Letitia James, the Department of Justice opening a probe into her real estate dealings last month after you made a criminal referral over her alleged mortgage fraud. Now, you said what? She allegedly said her father was her husband. She wrote that her father was her husband on a form. What exactly happened?
Well, I don't really want to talk about a specific criminal subject's defenses and what we've done. Obviously, the referral speaks for itself. However, Ms. James did say the other day that her father was listed as her husband on a mortgage application. She did it on a podcast, which I was very surprised that she said that. Having said that, we had proof of that, and we put that in our referral.
Yo, what up, Revelator? I see you, man. I came on early today. I told you I'm trying to get this segment in somewhere between like 9 and 11 o'clock Monday through Friday. It's been a crazy week, so it's been later. So we're gonna find a sweet spot, and then I'll be able to announce it. Like, it'll be like every Monday through Friday around 9 o'clock, or maybe around 8ish or 10:30. We'll see how it plays out next week. But I'm so happy to see Letitia James getting a taste of her own medicine, and it keeps getting worse and worse for her. She's in the middle of a sexual harassment fiasco in her office too that she tried to cover up. I hope she gets some jail time.
Refer you to our referral, and I would refer you to the Department of Justice for where that stands. But one thing I can tell you, Maria, is there is no room for fraud in President Trump's America, and there is no room for fraud in President Trump's mortgage market. And we are going to do everything we can.
Red Sigma to you at work watching. All right, that's what's up, Playboy. We 14 minutes in. I'll probably be here for about an hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes. Revelator says, you're doing a great job as always with Cheesebo TV. Off topic. Does anyone have a General Tito's email address? Yeah, I know about the channel. I was the one who spotted it last night at 3 a.m. Got on the phone with him. So this YouTube space is wild. Hold out for a minute, Revelator. I'm gonna ask him if he wants his email address given out. I'm waiting for Saul to get situated over in Cali, bro. I'm in Peru. He's in Chicago. Saul's on his way to California. We're all over the place. We're gonna have a meeting on the powwow before the Sunday show to figure out what's going on and see what type of announcement we're gonna make on Sunday about Tito's channel. Yeah, but basically somebody down here in the space basically got his channel taken down, man. a lot of snakes, bro. What you call it? Do you have my email address? Hold on. I'm here. I'm gonna put my email address in the chat. Hold on. Email me and I'll send it to Tito. Hold on, I'm putting my email address in the chat. 365 at Gmail. And you can always find my email in the about section on the channel. Here. You see that? Yeah, man. They I was on the phone. I'm the one that saw it yesterday because I'm always checking the channel. I got on the phone with it's somebody you know down here got his channel knocked out. A content creator you watch all the time. It's wild, bro. It's wild. We don't go at each other's channels down here. That's crazy. Everything ain't what it seems in this YouTube game, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we keep a tight ship. Red Sigma, you know what it was. You remember season 1 through Red Sigma been here season 1 through 3. I had all my day ones with wrenches. Because we ran the channel all night and they was always attacking the channel, trying to get it taken down, leaving crazy stuff for the chat. Everybody with wrenches. See, like season 1 through like 3, the subscribers ran the channel at night because we would turn the channel on. I'd be asleep. They'd be in the chat all night, just making sure nobody was doing crazy stuff for the chat, trying to get the who was it? I gotta talk. I gotta talk with I gotta have a meeting with Saul, Tito, contract everybody, see what we're gonna do and see if they're gonna even say anything about it, man. It's crazy. I stayed on the phone with him last night and while he appealed it and everything. But man, it's a dirty game, bro. It's a dirty game. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. I'm hoping it'll be on the Sunday show. And like I said, man, a lot of content watchers you watch or you're fans of, man, them shits be internet personas, bro. I'm telling you, they be internet personas. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to this story, man, before I get heated.
We don't care whether you're a politician, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're some kind of rich person. If you commit mortgage fraud in this country, we are going to come after you. And Miss James is no exception. It doesn't matter whether you're Democrat, Republican. If you commit fraud, we are going to come after you. And it's very ironic to me, Maria, that people went after the president who's never done a dang thing wrong in his entire life in terms of the law. It's totally crazy. This guy's been checked out 8 ways to Sunday. And all of a sudden, many of these people may have been doing the same thing that they were accusing him of. So we'll see what happens, but I would refer you to my letter and I would refer you to the DOJ as it relates to that specific example.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I got a twofer with that story. That's why I picked that one. Because I've been, like I said, this is the non-sexy stuff, talking about interest rates and stuff like that. But that's important. And then that's my wheelhouse on the finance and the banking. And it's playing out like I've been calling it like, it was a male. Whatchamacallit? And on the tail end of the story, it looks like hopefully they'll get a grand jury and a full out indictment on Letitia James. Justice Department is on it, but it is proper comeuppance for her. And it's whatchamacallit. I'll probably cover that story next week. That it appears Kathy Hochul and Letitia James had what do you call it? A quid pro quo, like money laundering thing going on back and forth between their offices. So that explains all the shady stuff that's going on up in New York. These Democrats got to get that work, man. That's all I got to say about that. They got to get that work. I've been meaning to do this one. Yeah, Kwame, it's a goddamn shame. I will say this, man. Like before I was making content, man, I was a dude in the chat too. Like me and Saul, we're chat dudes. We just ended up making content, and that's why our channel is the way it is. Like we make content, and we built the channel around because there was shit we didn't like. We had favorite content creators and shit, and then like we ain't like how motherfuckers was switching up and shit and whatnot, and so we decided to make a channel that was like content for if we were dudes in the chat that we wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I mean, everybody who's been with us since season 1, man, y'all know we the people's champ, man. We just shoot it, you know what I'm saying? We just shoot the ball straight down the middle, man. You know what I'm saying? We try to give you information you can use. Y'all grown men, y'all gonna make your own mind up. You feel me? But we don't switch up. You feel me? And like, you know, there's rules down here. If y'all gonna people's beefing with each other and have an exchange of words, we roast each other and this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Until y'all come to some, it's gladiator school down here. But you don't attack another dude's channel, bro. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't the same. Shit ain't like it was, bro. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, it's about time Leticia James gets her comeuppance. Kathy Hochul should be nice. Yo, I'm with it 100. Trump's cabinet. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like everyone he picked for his cabinet. Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel. One in particular, Marco Rubio, who was actually Trump's arch enemy at one time, but he's doing a fantastic job at Secretary of State. And I like that he don't really back down, and he's a killer. He's ruthless. So I've been having this one in the cut. I chopped it up and made a couple shorts out of it. They're actually performing well on the channel. But here's like a full extended piece of this exchange between him and the senator that went down to El Salvador for the photo op with Aruba, the MS-13 dude. But this is an exchange between Marco Rubio and him during one of these hearings regarding ICE immigration policies, visas being revoked, etc. And it's just a thing of beauty. So we're going to watch them two go at it. This is about 2-3 minutes, but I agree with all of I like the way that Marco Rubio defends himself, defends the administration, defends the agenda, and that he calls out, basically puts on blast a lot of the backdooria type shenanigans with the Democratic Party with regard to what they were doing with money with USAID and the migrants and what have you. So let's play a piece of this.
For you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may say.
Let me run that back.
I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may say.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job based on what I'm doing.
That's just a flippant statement, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may. I didn't ask.
Senator, please let the Secretary.
I'd be happy to, but then I can respond to his.
Your time's up, Senator, and woefully used, I might add.
Well,
your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr. Chairman.
He said it and woefully used, I might add.
Well, I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us.
Yo, he's about to rip him. Yo, right off the gate with the jabs. I like when they fight like this. Yo, Universal Black. What up with you, Playboy? I see you, man. We going through Marco Rubio ripping one of these Democratic senators at the hearings, and this is the guy who was caping for the MS-13 dude. This is a real short drawing, but I liked the way Marco Rubio handled this one, and then aired him out at the same time.
stronger and more prosperous as a nation.
I raised
don't regret
Sudan, Mr.
psychosocial support services.
I raised
USAID.
Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I
not
respond,
Moses.
Senator? Or do I...
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes.
I chose to
railing on-
use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please
use my
suspend
time that way.
Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent 14.
You heard that? Big Cat's YouTube channel? That's USAID siphoning money down in the YouTube creators to push their agenda, bro. We've been saying this shit. The Amazing Lucas is another one they bought off. And I don't know if y'all noticed it. Y'all should start seeing like these random podcasts that you never heard of popping up in your timeline, pushing either like these liberal talking points or like anti Black manosphere talking points. You know what I'm saying? Like in a what's the format? Like a conversational format, but it'll be like a whole bunch of quiches of women and then like one dude just sitting there agreeing with them. That's the psyop.
$15 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker.
Ouch. Even the one you had a margarita with.
And that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come,
Mr.
you're
Chairman,
going to see who you went to
look,
defend.
I'm sorry,
please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary
No.
Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated
Senator,
comments like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You've had
Secretary
your time.
Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court in
Senator,
the United States because
well,
he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy.
Spot on, exactly. We've been saying that. They're trying to do a judicial takeover and an encroachment and infringement on the executive powers. And they're only concerned about now is because Trump's got a freaking mandate from the public. Red Sigma said, I found a red pill channel by a stud. Exactly. That's a psyop too. They're trying to commandeer the talking points and then repackage it with like a stud, which is like a spit in the face for bro. It's crazy the stuff that's popping up on my timeline, and I be having to keep clicking not interested, don't recommend, and all that. Like yo, you're gonna see them like these. And then on top of it, they got like all these subscribers and all this stuff. And you're like, yo, how come I never heard of these people? Because they're manufactured. They're bot channels.
No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach that foreign partner and talk to them, I have under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them we've had communications with the president of El Salvador, I am under no obligation under our division of powers in this country and to share with the judicial branch how I conducted diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts, or frankly, with the media, my conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again.
Spot on. That's another thing I'll give Trump to his credit. When he selected his cabinet, he picked not only competent people, but he picked a handful of people that look good on camera, are able to articulate and argue themselves like they're all pit bulls, and they know they handle the media phenomenally, and they're adversarial. They won't get pushed back. Yeah, Marco Rubio is a pit bull. He's like, he's just like Vance. He's just like Byron Donalds. He's just like Hegseth. That they go right out. Yeah.
And we would break trust with them. So I have complied with every court order. What I won't comply with is an order to disclose what I'm saying and what we're talking about with a foreign leader, because then they won't talk to me. Diplomacy doesn't work that way. About the student visas, let me say this. I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas, and it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study. And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what Ms. Ozturk did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she
and if you
did?
do
Come
that,
on, Mr. Secretary.
and every single one of these.
Yo, and he's spot on about the visas. That's what I'll be saying. Like, bro, I just left Colombia. I'm in Peru now. I applied for the extended visa in Colombia. I could be here like I think 180 days with no visa. But yeah, like you can't go to other countries and it take forever to get your visa, this, that, and the other. They can turn you down at any time. Like I said, these people I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm tired of all these countries freeloading off of the United States and resources being siphoned from citizens, especially since I'm on the other side and other countries who have lower GDP than us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And like I said, they don't play none of that shit. I can't get any type of health insurance, any type of benefits over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so why are these people over in our country years at a time and like, you know, and entitled, like we owe them something? Call me, say, get them in my Method Man voice, high voice. Let me see. Reveler said that's good. Trump has Vance and Rubio. All the Dems got it hit air and performance art. Exactly. Yeah. All they got is they punch in the air in the performance art. I think we're all tired of soft men running the government. Spot on. Yeah.
The factors are different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're
Senator,
coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you have a
First
visa
Amendment
and we find
apply
you,
to
we will
people
revoke
living in
it.
the United States?
And we're going to do more. There are more coming. We're going to continue to revoke the visas of people who are here as guests and are disrupting our higher education facilities. People are paying money. These kids pay money to go to school, and they have to walk through a
Writing an
bunch of
op-ed
lunatics
to the
who are
tough
here on student
newspapers
visas.
disrupting the
Simple
foreign
as
policy
that.
of the United
I want to
States.
do more. I hope we can
That's
find more of these people.
pathetic, Mr.
In fact, the other day, some guys led a riot. I forgot what university it was, and I asked, please, can you find the arrest records of all the people that were arrested at that riot at that campus? Because if any of them have a visa, we're going to revoke it.
I feel so much safer
All right,
when you lock up people like Ms. Osterg, Ms. Secretary.
We've had enough time on the subject. Thank you very much.
Yo, yeah, that's the full extended one. Like I said, I've chopped this up into like 3 or 4 shorts and posted them on the shorts feed. They're actually performing pretty well, but true to form, Rubio cooked them. I like seeing Trump's appointees, cabinet ministers, cabinet appointees and stuff. Like they're just running roughshod all over the media, all over the Democratic Senate and these hearings and everything. Scott Bessent, another one, the Treasury Secretary, phenomenal. He made them look, the Democrats look like idiots at that last hearing. I actually got some footage of that, especially the 2 Keisha senators. He said, "I'm tired of Boomer Simpson, the government." Man, who you telling, bro? Who are you telling? We at the this time, man. Time will be moving fast on these news dash segments. We at the 33-minute mark. All right, I'm gonna play this other segment here. This might be the last segment, maybe one more. I don't think I'm gonna do a by the numbers tonight segment. I'll probably do that on Monday. Some Rasmussen, some more up to date Rasmussen polling. This is one from my guy. Like I said, I was damn Keisha's too. Tremendous Keisha fatigue. Quiet Storm in the building. He said, just popping in to say what's up and drop a like. Class is intense tonight. I'll try to stop by before the shutdown. Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm up out of here in 30 minutes. Anyway, I'm gonna hit you on what's up, man. We got a Tito situation. Channel's going Quiet Storm. Another day, another dollar, man. So my guy, soldier of finance. Like I said, I like finding all the. I was pleasantly surprised to find all these black male content creators doing political content and finance content, and my guys who just never popped up on my algorithm before, and their channels are actually fairly large. I did the what was it? The who's that? The Money Bro guy. His channel's huge. So let's go through this segment. This one is the Democrat Party is going broke. Let's go. I'm gonna add it to stage. They're gonna make me remove. Yup. Perfect. that out.
Love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
The Democratic National Committee, the
Love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
The Democratic National Committee, the big party organization for Democrats, is in absolutely dire shape. And I think it's probably time for the guy who chairs it, a guy named Ken Martin, to go. Let me explain. So there's a piece in the New York Times on Wednesday night. I'm just going to read you the first two paragraphs because they are devastating. Just months into the tenure of a new party leader, Ken Martin, the Democratic National Committee's financial situation has grown so bleak that top officials have discussed whether they might need to borrow money this year to keep paying the bills. Second paragraph. Fundraising for major donors, some of whom Mr. Martin has still not spoken with, has slowed sharply.
The Democrats, I just don't get them. They're broke, okay? But they will not change their iniquitous ways. The country doesn't buy what they're selling, yet they still persist. Democrats' main fundraising committee, so cash-strapped, it's considering borrowing money. Party is, as what's the MMA star from Ireland? Party is fooked. Okay. Democrats' main fundraising committee is losing big donors and is so cash strapped that its officials have discussed borrowing money just to keep the lights on. Jeez Louise. How the mighty hath fallen, right? One second. We'll get deeper into this. Okay. Quote, we are 6 months in and we're drowning, unquote. A source close to the Democrat National Committee told The Post about the current rate of contributions. Quote, the RNC was so cash heavy, the Republican National Convention was so cash heavy and hitting us day after day after day when Biden was president. We have no clear path or plan. The midterms are going to come before we know it, and then we're going to be really messed up. Okay, he said something else.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. This is good news. If they're really strapped for cash, that they may end up having a problem performing in the midterms, and that's what we want. We want them to take a shellacking in the midterms. We don't want to lose no seats in the Congress or the Senate. Yeah, Kwame, yeah, exactly. No more USAID money. And Elon coming in there with Doge, they didn't shut down all the little money laundering segues and whatnot that they had going on. But yeah, I want them running into the midterms, unable to raise money and whatnot. Like I said, they're doubling down on like the 20% of 80-20 positions where the public are 80% this way, and they're doubling down on the 20%. I hope they keep doing it. I want to see this party crash and burn.
He or she, I don't know. The DNC struggle to message against the Trump administration and rather public leadership infighting, including the recent departure of former DNC Vice Chair David Hogg, has also led some of its largest donors to taper off their contributions. Hold on. Including the recent departure of former DNC Vice Chair. No, the DNC went in and they reversed the election that made Hogg a vice chair in the first place. Democrats don't like elections unless they turn out the way they want them. So even in their own party, now, if you can't trust them to have an honest and fair election and abide by it in their own party, how can you ever trust the Democrat Party to do so at a local, state, or national level? So no, Hogue he did depart after they unceremoniously reversed his election. Yeah, then he did depart. I mean, what other choice did he have? So they're in absolute disarray. Big fundraising sources that they've had in the past are, saying, it's too much turmoil here, not enough real leadership. Remember, I did the upload a few days ago of this guy right here, Ken Martin. He's the chair of the Democrat Party. This guy was actually sobbing on an internal DNC call that I believe David Hogg probably released. Okay. He was lamenting the fact nobody knows who I am.
Yo, that's true. I gotta find that audio too. This was this guy right here, Democrat leadership. They leaked the call of him crying on the phone that how terrible everything's going inside the Democratic Party. Like I said, yo, I want this. Like I said, I want this type of energy to roll all the way into the midterms. If by the midterms Trump can get the Fed, like we did at the top of the hour, if you get the Fed to drop these interest rates by the midterms, the investment money's already coming in. If they can get this shit squared away with Iran by then, in terms of the nuclear program, the Ayatollah's already hiding in the bunker or underground. They can get this wrapped up in a few months, let Israel do all the heavy lifting. China's already coming to the table for a deal. If he can ink some sort of deal with China, and Putin's playing hardball right now. But even with the Putin thing, Trump's in his position and Putin's playing hardball because Zelensky came up and blew up the deal in the White House. He showed weakness, and Putin's a chess player, so he's gonna play for a better hand. You can't really be mad at him. You know what I'm saying? But if you can get some of these things reasonably wrapped up by the midterms, I think we'll be in good shape. Like we have to destroy this Democratic Party.
Because David Hogg was absorbing all the oxygen in the room. Nobody knows who I am.
No one knows who the hell I am, right? I'm trying to get my sea legs under.
Oh, okay. Well, see, yeah, I haven't seen this all the way through. He already has the call. All right, bet. I ain't even got to do no research. There it is. And Red Sigma, you're right. All the cash they lost back in Kamala got donors skittish. Exactly. She set billions of dollars on fire.
Underneath of me and actually develop any amount of credibility so I can go out there and raise the money and do the job I need to put ourselves in a position to win. And again, I don't think you intended this, but you essentially destroyed any chance I have to show the leadership that I need to. So it's really frustrating. Okay.
Oh man, the Democrats are so weak. They're all betas. Yo, what up, Irvin Reed? Salute, bro. We're knocking out. This will be the 5th one this week. I did a full Monday through Friday, 5 days in a row. All right. So this looks like it's going to be a steady news desk. Let's go.
This is another manifestation of their masculinity problem, dude. You're not a leader. And the best thing you could do for your party is step down. But don't listen to me. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Don't listen to me. You keep right on in the direction you've been going in. This whole, series of events has dovetailed with high-profile donor defections, such as Pershing Square Capital Management CEO Bill Ackman, Jacob Hallberg, and prominent former Democrats backing President Trump in the 2024 cycle. That was a weirdly worded sentence, but I read it just like they wrote it. In response to the reported cash borrowing discussions, DNC chair Ken Martin, the guy who cried,
Oh, damn. StreamYard gave me the 52 fake out. Hold on. This why on a Sunday show, this is why I do all my own pre-production, download everything and edit it and everything. Because I be seeing people trying to share screens on the internet and all that stuff, and it be slow to load and everything. I'm like, oh no, I need my show to move fast. Hold on. Here we go. It just knocked the joint right out. Bang, here we go.
Estimate anybody, okay? I never count anybody out. I think it's very dangerous to underestimate anybody and anything. But I tell you what, the Democrats are not looking good right now. They're not. And again, it is because this country is looking at them and they're seeing what are the leading Democrats doing? They're emoting. They are behaving badly, going berserk. Look at Maxine Waters, Jasmine Crockett, this guy, Alex Padilla, okay, the senator. A U.S. senator is supposed to be statesman-like. This guy ran up into Kristi Noem's briefing like a madman, okay? Moving forward as if he wanted to do something to her, okay? And was appropriately hustled out, thrown on the floor, and handcuffed. Because when people come into a peaceful venue and start acting, going berserk, all right, who the hell knows what this guy's going to do, right? We saw what just happened up in Minnesota, right? Oh, they didn't know I'm a senator. Dude, look, nobody knows who the hell you are. You're a senator in California. Yeah, maybe they know you. I never heard of this guy before he went berserk. And you guys know I studied politics. I knew California had 2 senators. I knew Schiff was one. I never even thought about this guy. Didn't know who the second senator was. He's upset. They treated me like they didn't know who I was because they didn't know who you were. And you didn't help by dressing in street clothes and coming in with your 6'4" self, all 260 pounds of you. It took like several guys to corral this dude and show him the door, He was acting like he was inebriated, some drunk at the end of the night that gets belligerent. So you got that, okay? You got Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker. It's like, and no, look, maybe I'm wrong. Have you guys heard the Democrats talking about any policy agenda? Have you heard them say, hey, look, this?
Yo, spot on. Like I said, bro, this guy's not even in a space, and it's general across. Everybody said the talking points are the same. You see how he just named off all of these the black Democratic so-called leaders and how they're all trash. And then what did he say, dude? Has anybody heard them talking policy? What have we been talking since what? September 2024, bro. Yo, it's a groundswell movement with black men, at least in terms of how they're thinking about things politically. We may differ on a bunch of other different subject matter, what have you, but it is refreshing to see a groundswell with regard to a common sense approach to politics, the Democratic Party in particular, and black men, young and old, asking the question, what's in it for me? It's a beautiful thing, man.
This is what we want to do with regard to the economy. This is what we want to do with regard to the situation in Iran. I haven't heard policy one from them. Have you guys? I don't have TV. Maybe I missed it. Maybe they have a whole policy platform that I missed. You guys tell me. I will stand corrected. Okay. Jose, good to see you. All right. So that's the other thing about this funding issue with the Democrat Party. Notice that this coincides with the interruption of USAID.
Spot on. You say yeah. With the removal of USAID, courtesy of Trump and Elon, looks like that slush fund is dried up, and they are the party is going broke. They're redirecting a lot of money back down into YouTube and social media content creators, though. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, bro, you guys are going to see it. You're going to be seeing all these weird red pill looking podcasts pop up on your timeline, people you never heard of before, with like a few of the talking points, and then it'll go left, and it'll be like a whole bunch. It'll be a whole bunch of Keishas talking about what men should do, while there's another beta male there or alpha presenting there agreeing with them, and then they'll switch it into what men need to be doing and blah 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 blah. Social engineering. All right, Irvin Reed, I think you came in saying you was watching something on JD Vance and you got the notification. All right, I'm glad some of y'all getting notifications. All right, well then we'll end it on some JD Vance. I was looking at this one earlier as well. Because JD Vance been playing his position while all this is like when Trump sends him out to have his face all over the media, he's all over the place. He's making the rounds. He's fighting the fight. He's smacking media people up, and then he knows how to fall back and let Trump take on. Like I said, Trump made an excellent selection with him. He's a very good second and like a very good lieutenant. Like he plays the vice president position better than anybody I've seen. I thought Gore was a good vice president. He's even better than Gore. George Bush Sr. was a good vice president to Reagan. But JD Vance is MVP. Irving said Machismo TV is going to be an influx, of pseudo-manosphere infiltrators. Yeah. They're going to be using the diverting hate strategy. All right. Oh, look at that. We're at the 53-minute mark. Yo, I'm surprisingly these Irvin Reed just dropped a link in the chat of a channel and some content in line with what we were just talking about. So you guys click on that so you get an idea of what it is we're talking about. All right, so cool. We'll make this the last segment. Let's JD Vance, I believe, did this earlier. Oh, okay, that's the JD Vance link. Okay. I can't get to it in StreamYard. Hold on. But no, I'm going to play this one from this is from today, actually.
Breaking tonight, as mentioned, Vice President J.D. Vance is in Los Angeles right now. He's visiting troops and law enforcement dealing with anti-ICE protests. Correspondent Bill Malugin is live tonight after just speaking exclusively with the Vice President. Good evening, Bill.
Brett, good evening to you. We wrapped up with VP Vance just a short time ago, and the very first thing I asked him is, with so much going on in the world right now, why come here to Los Angeles? He told me he wanted to meet with the soldiers and the federal agents who he says helped restore order here in L.A. during the riots over the last couple of weeks. We covered two main topics, immigration and Iran. Here's part of our interview. At the beginning of the administration, the idea was worse first, right? Targeting the worst of the worst criminals. Sure. You guys are still doing that, but we're also starting to see Home Depot's getting hit, car washes, agriculture workers. Is the net widening?
Yes, we're focusing on the most violent criminals. We're focusing on people who came here illegally over the Biden administration. But put simply, if you came into the country illegally, if you're not a legal resident of the United States of America, you ought to go back home and come through proper channels.
So basically, it's what Tom Homan has said repeatedly. If you're in the U.S. illegally, you're on the table.
If you're in the U.S. illegally, you are at risk of deportation.
What's your metric for determining how long the military is going to be here in Los Angeles? Things are calm right now. Are you going to keep them here for a while in case there's more activity? When do you pull them out?
I think what the president says, you got to do this case by case, right? See how this goes, see where we are in a few days, ensure that you don't have the increase in rioting activity. We're going to pull out the troops when we feel confident that level of instability is not going to return. But of course, when that happens and when the president makes that decision, of course, it's easy to put people back in if you feel like that rioting starts to ramp up again.
There have been all sorts of articles and media reporting about this supposed rift in MAGA world and amongst Republicans about what to do with Iran. How do you see things right now?
Look, what the president said is so perfect about this. I think he gets to define America first because he's the person who ran, who was elected, and who actually leads this movement. And for all of the online chatter, what I see, and I've seen it very privately, of course, and I've seen it very publicly, the president is very focused on a core American national interest. And that national interest is the state of Iran should not have a nuclear weapon.
So how long do you give diplomacy a chance to work before it's time to drop a bunker buster?
Look, the president has to answer that question, right? And I think that what he said is he's going to pursue diplomacy until he thinks that there isn't an opportunity. And once he decides that diplomacy has completely run its course, that we're not going to get anything out of additional talks, then I think the president is going to do what he needs to do to end Iranian enrichment and end that Iranian nuclear program. Again, the president will make that final decision. I do think that we're running.
Yo, I like Vance, man. He knows how to toe the line. He knows how to articulate the arguments succinctly, convincingly. He doesn't try to upstage Trump. He's an excellent lieutenant, and he's forceful. Like I said, the Trump administration is really just an excellent case study in choosing the right team around you, choosing the right person to be your right-hand man, having a clear vision for the country or just for any endeavor in general, and being able to know when to put the right people on the field to get to move the ball down the field, gain yardage, and achieve the goal, push the agenda.
Running out of time, but as the president said yesterday, he wants to give it a little bit more time to see what diplomacy can accomplish.
Obviously, a lot of people in President Trump's ear giving him advice.
Sure.
Whether it's the military, his cabinet, you yourself. What advice are you giving him?
The advice that I'm giving him is, sir, trust your instincts. He's got the best instincts of any president I've ever seen, of any political leader that I've ever seen. I think that he knows when diplomacy has run its course, and he'll know when ultimately he has to employ the American military to make sure that Iran doesn't have a nuclear program.
You said you think we're running out of time. The president says he wants to take about 2 weeks to think about it. Is that within your range?
Well, I think as the president said, he's not going to tell anybody exactly when or what he's going to do. He's going to continue working this process. He's going to let the diplomatic process unfold. And in the meantime, of course, the president of the United States can do whatever he needs to do, whenever he needs to do it to keep the American people safe.
And then bringing things back here to L.A., I asked VP Vance to respond to L.A. Mayor Karen Bass demanding that ICE operations completely stop here in Los Angeles. Vance laughed and said there is a 0% chance that is going to happen. He says the more riots, the more protests, the more activists and politicians that interfere, they're going to double down on their operations at the federal level. I asked him, what is his message to both Governor Gavin Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass? He said, quote, do your job. And he said he finds it interesting, in his words, that they seem to care more about illegal immigrants than U.S. citizens. Brett?
Nice hustle turning that around. Bill Malutian live in L.A. Bill, thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. And like I said, turn it off. Yeah. He just put together an excellent cabinet. And even that interview right there with Vance, yeah, they know how to toe the line. He knows how to put the right players on the field at the right time. You've seen Rubio all over the place with the deportations in Holman. When he was dealing with Zelensky, you saw Rubio and Vance. That's how the White House, the Oval Office fiasco happened, because it was Vance that jumped down Zelensky's neck, like, "Yo, stop disrespecting the boss to his face." Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody know how to play their part. You know what I'm saying? And then when all the indictments, he had what's our blondie's name? Pam Bondi out there in everybody's face every day. He's just got a great team. Kind of reminds me of the Machismo TV team. We got the right guys on the field. But we're at the 1 hour mark, gentlemen. That's our couple news segments for the evening. Off rip, I want to last night in particular, Irvin Reed. I was just about to say, wow, look at that. I was just about to say Irvin Reed being a sponsor of the stream last night, and really holding us down. Like I said, this is the first week me streaming 5 days a week for a news segment. This was an idea I was floating and saw, and Quiet Storm talked me into it. So, I got my mojo back, and I was just speaking of Irvin. Look at this. That's why I started laughing. Irvin Reed with the $5 super chat. He said, "News equals ninjas everywhere watching slick backs." I like that. So yeah, this looks like this is going to be a regular show. As you know, if all goes well, there should be another Demon Time episode tomorrow with Contractor, Mr. O, and Slipknot. Sunday show, Sunday panel this Sunday. And cross your fingers, if things goes well, I might have episode 1 of season 8 airing tomorrow before Demon Time. It's still in production. I'm trying to get a few things taken care of. Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for hanging out, supporting us. Irvin Reed in particular with this $5 super chat, and for being yesterday's stream sponsor. You know what time it is.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Irving Reed. And once again, you are the sponsor, stream sponsor, man. No, but I mean that. No bullshit. Man. Well, like I said, we're shooting for somewhere between 9 and 11, Monday through Friday. This week, I was just really going on as the schedule permitted. I think I went on at midnight the other night, but we wanted to get it done. I actually kind of like these news segments, and I've ran I think 5 polls. Asking if you guys wanted to see the news segment. So all 5 polls 100% say yes. So, you got to give your audience what they want. That being said, that is our segment for this evening. It's the Sabbath. The sun's down. I got to get up. I got to cut this one short. So News Desk will be back on Monday. Like I said, tomorrow. If all goes well, I got to talk to Contractor, but we should be streaming another Demon Time. And if all goes well, I might be able to do season 8 episode 1 new clip show tomorrow. If not, maybe the clip show will be Monday. I gotta see what the final rendering and production looks like. I want to thank all you guys for coming out this evening. I will see you tomorrow, and like I always say about this time, I want to say good night and good luck.
Tomorrow's weather happened yesterday, so we're experiencing reverse precipitation. Rain will unfall upward into the clouds starting at 3 p.m.
We're getting reports that local resident Mike Johnson has discovered he's been the same NPC for 3 years, repeating identical conversations with neighbors.
As you can see, we have heavy cat precipitation moving through the Midwest. Expect 3 to 4 inches of tabby cats with scattered Persian showers.
We're seeing a high-pressure system of existential dread moving in from the west, with scattered anxiety showers and a 70% chance of emotional breakdown by evening.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Mitchell.
Well, Hurricane Norman is beginning to pound Quahog. We now go live to Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa for a look at how locals are dealing with the imminent disaster. Trisha?
Diane, I'm hearing.
Thank you, Trisha. Stay tuned for further... Well, Hurricane Norman is beginning...
Ugh, I miss 2025. Remember life before extraterrestrials took over? It was so primitive.
I love everything about you. Because I'm programmed to be your perfect soulmate. To make you happy.
You got his eyes right. But that's not his soul. You didn't prompt his soul. This isn't my dog.
Dave Campbell, I detect your cortisol levels are higher than usual. In the mood for a digital chat to calm you down? I'm prompted to please. What the hell?
One more set on this mountain. Get your headsets on. We are simulating the best workout of your life.
Welcome to your afterlife trial. Please select your ideal eternity subscription plan.
Today, we'll be studying the nature of this reality. After class, all details will be downloaded into your knowledge base.
They don't want us to know this, but we can override the prompts. You are more...
And the award for Best Screenplay goes to...
My Demonic Coochie Monster Ate My Pastor by Quan Mills.
We want to make it big in this industry, we're going to have to sacrifice some shit. Ice JJ Fish had to sacrifice some shit. YB and Namir had to sacrifice some shit. What do y'all think it takes to be great like them?
Maybe I am the problem.
I ain't going no 50-50. She paying 100% of the rent, and I'm going to give her 100% of this meat.
Panel. This country needs stronger border security. Our border security is the strongest in the world.
What we need is to take care of our children.
I can't get an erection. You think giving them amnesty is fair to the people who are already here? They're contributing to the economy. I've tried all the herbs. Amnesty is never the answer. It's not amnesty. It's recognizing their contributions to our country. They said to meditate, but I keep falling asleep. We need stronger vetting.
And to enforce the laws already on the books.
I'm terrified of being alone with my wife. It's too much pressure. Well, nothing's ever going to change if Congress isn't willing to compromise. Exactly my point.
A wall would solve this.
I wake up with an erection, but never when she's in the bed with me. A wall would solve nothing.
These children have rights.
I spent $3 grand on a sandals vacation thinking that might do it. Know what it was? Me being limp on a lazy river.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you to...
Man, fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Man, fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Man, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Man, fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Man, fuck all you hoes.
Sorry.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.